The Beach Boys, Wild Honey, right now on States and Kingdoms.
One of the most important Beach Boys albums for me, and by extension you.
Sure.
All of the CD twofers that we heard, and we talked about a few of them, or a couple of them, Smiley Smile and Wild Honey was a pretty big deal. And I think around the time that we were listening to this, we went to see the Brian Wilson tribute at Radio City Music Hall. I definitely link these out, this album and that together. But it's just a very important album for me. It brings back a lot of.
It was a weird show.
A lot of good memories, but those two albums, and I'll talk about them as sort of one album just for now because of that CD. There's something so mellow and comforting about them, and I think that really was something that came from Brian and the band. I mean, wanting to make music that was comforting.
Yeah,
it really was like healing music for them.
Quaint and homey about it.
Yeah,
it feels very familiar.
And not just because it's kind of underproduced. Now, just talking about Wild Honey, really.
Yeah.
Not just because of that.
No, there's something.
But something in the music.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really special. I've always loved this album, and it's not very long, but it's
really not.
It's got just such a great sequence of songs.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, in my head, it flowed perfectly right out of Smiley Smile.
Yeah. And fit in really well with music at the time. The music that was starting to come out, or I was starting to listen to more kind of lo-fi music, and listening to things like the Gories, and so this fit right in.
Mm-hmm.
It did, and I just totally accepted it. I wasn't like, oh man, why'd they do that? It was just like, oh, that's what they wanted.
Yeah.
They wanted that very stripped down kind of lo-fi production. And there are songs on this where I think it suits it very well. Maybe not all the songs, but and there are a number of different versions. We have the other twofer, the vinyl twofer from the 70s, which is like a fake stereo. And this is whatever this is. It doesn't really matter because on the receiver, I just flip the receiver to mono, and then everything's fine. But Smiley Smile and Wild Honey have had their adherents, their devotees.
Yeah, there are people that
people that
really likes it. They do. They like it.
Yeah.
More than MIU or.
Well, that album's time has not come.
True. That's what we're here for.
It's also. I always thought of this as kind of the emergence of Carl.
Yeah.
And it's kind of an obvious thing, but that's also such a wonderful thing. And in a way, this album is kind of the blueprint for a lot of the albums that came after.
Yeah, that's true.
Anyway, so Wild Honey. But I love the vocal performance.
Me too.
I love the intro. And just thought this, also on the CD is one of the few times where, you absolutely knew the next album had started since,
Title track.
Title track.
Yeah, that's helpful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Aren't you glad? This is such a cool song. It's got such a cool, vocal interwoven thing, harmonies, and there's this, call and response, and the singing, really awesome arrangement. Just sounds great.
Yeah, some of the songs, they sound like they're coming out of Smiley Smile, and they just kind of explode into this soul sound. It's really, I really love that, and this is one of my favorite songs on this album, and there are a couple of my favorite Beach Boys songs on this album as well. It's a cool song.
I Was Made to Love Her. Stevie Wonder song.
I guess that's the most controversial song, I suppose.
It's news to me that some people don't care for Carl's version here. And I always thought he did it great. I always think he's got a wonderful voice.
Oh, yeah.
And I think he sings this really well. And he sounds like he's having a really fun time because we know that he likes songs like this.
Yeah. And we talked about this when we did the self-titled album from '85.
Yeah. Because the Stevie Wonder song on that album is so good.
That I wish they had maybe done something more together, you know, when they were, you know.
Yeah, why didn't Stevie write some more songs for the boys? I do like a couple of Stevie Wonder albums a lot. Inner Visions and Talking Book. And, yeah.
Yeah.
I think this is a great version.
Yeah, I do.
And I knew this version before I ever heard the Stevie Wonder one, so this is the one that is the standard in my mind.
Mm-hmm. And I think the more lo-fi quality really suits this well, actually.
Yeah, because it's not like a big band situation. It's like nice and
raw.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Country air.
That's one of my favorites. Definitely. Such a incredibly haunting
it is
song, and
it's a little eerie.
It's still, I mean, it's just absolutely brilliant. Brian's falsetto is beautiful. I don't know, I love this. The piano is, you know, and even the little humming, the noise, I like that too.
A thing or two. This is another song that kind of has that similar quality where you know it starts out and then it's just like the vocals explode on the chorus.
Mm-hmm.
It's really cool. Darling.
Yeah, I love this song too, and
this always felt like the Beach Boys written version of "I Was Made to Love Her."
Yeah, I could see. Yeah, I could see that.
In my mind, I kind of linked the two together.
This is such an awesome song.
Yeah. Yeah, and another awesome performance on the vocals.
I just always thought he had such an incredible voice, and there's a quality to his singing.
It's a style. He's got a style.
Yeah, but there's a quality to his voice. There's a quality in just the sound of it that is soothing. You know, I was sort of surprised that anyone thought that his vocal performance wasn't good on this. So I was surprised because I never thought that. I just always thought, you know, wow, Carl's so awesome.
Yeah, I always thought with this that Carl was just having a lot of fun, singing lead maybe a little bit more. You know, Brian was taking a break and he was singing a little more, and it sounded like he was just having the best time, putting his spin on songs. I'd love Just Once to See You. This is it seems like a setup for, there's a punchline song.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I think this is such a good song, though. I mean, I love the whole song.
I mean, it's most akin to...
Busy Doing Nothing.
Yeah, Busy Doing Nothing. I love the songs, and I love the humor in them.
I always love this song. I think it's just a really awesome melody, and...
It's pretty unique. And always... it gives me a little smile because, you know, I know it's coming. It's just always funny and it's so fresh.
Yeah, and honest and funny.
Yeah.
Here Comes the Night.
I always love this song.
Yeah. Here Comes the Night is an awesome song. It's just got a power to it. Brian's voice on this song I think is just so good, and everything about it. There's so much movement in the arrangement of the vocals and everyone singing together and
there's something magic in these tracks. I can understand why someone wouldn't really take to this album, the sound of it, or they just like this Beach Boy sound and they don't really get this. I mean, I can understand that, but there's something so magical about some of these songs. I mean, I think everyone should, give them a chance. So you have that. And then Let the Wind Blow, which is
beautiful.
Just a gorgeous song.
Beautiful, beautiful. I've always loved this song. I always remember the part in the ABC Beach Boys TV movie.
Yeah.
Where they show him sitting at the piano and singing this and crying. I think. Do you remember that part?
I actually don't.
Yeah, it's such a good song.
That's something though. It's interesting. I think you still hear sometimes people say that Brian wasn't involved on this album, but he's all over this. I mean, this is still his album.
Of course, the songs are too good. Come on, of course he's.
I'm not sure why that persists. I'm really not sure why. it's very clearly Brian Wilson. You know, he's all over it. He's singing. He's writing the songs.
Yeah.
He's swimming.
Yeah, he's right there. I see him. He's looking at me. Let the Wind Blow is gorgeous.
Yeah, it is.
It's just also a little haunting.
Yeah, it's one of Brian's just great songs.
It's like a mini Till I Die.
Yeah, I think of it that way too.
How she boogalooed it.
We talk a lot about if there's like very dramatic, heavy songs and then something light, and that I don't always know if it's necessary, but How She Boogalooed It really does kind of lighten the mood. I think it's effective on the track. It's just a ditty-ish.
Yeah.
R&B.
It's fun.
Tune.
Al gets a turn to cut loose.
And
it really, I think Let the Wind Blow, How She Boogalooed It, going into Mama Says, is just a very, very funny triptych of songs.
Yeah.
But it works very well.
And having fun and just playing music with your friends and your brothers and cousin and whatnot is kind of the point of these albums.
Yeah.
For them. And it's what it seems like. So, I mean, them just laughing, writing a song about this or that. Mama Says is beautiful, beautiful harmonies. And
it's actually very good advice.
Very entertaining, yeah.
These songs, they're just so good. They're so good. And it is a brief album. I kind of wish there was more, but, so you go back and listen to Smiley Smile or, there's so many good songs from this period.
And it's just that the Beach Boys' brilliance continued really unabated. Smiley Smile, Wild Honey, Friends, 2020 still, awesome. Sunflower is a masterpiece. Surf's Up. There really was no dip. I still think Smiley Smile and Wild Honey. Again, I have to stop talking about both of them. They're like one album to me. I can't help it.
Too, and I love it so much. Like that chunk of songs is just so good.
But I would say Wild Honey is such a great album. The songs are just incredible, top-notch Beach Boys songs.
They're beautiful. They're fun. They're interesting. And
hearing more from Carl. You don't hear really much from Dennis here, but
which is a shame.
Yeah.
Wild Honey from the Beach Boys. Please let us know what you think in the comments below, and make sure to like this video and consider subscribing to States and Kingdoms. We have new videos coming out Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, so stick around for the next one. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you next time.